Hi everybody, I'm Kimberly of Happy Gals Vintage. Thank you for tuning in today to watch my video. Right now I'm sitting in my studio space to shoot this video, and this is where I make crystal wands and crystal jewelry for a couple of my Etsy shops. One of the shops is called Elements 5 and the other one is called Crystal Wand Maker, so check them out if you're interested. There's links in the description below this video. But today I'm actually going to talk to you about some items that I carry in my Happy Gals Vintage shop, which is also on Etsy. And I want to talk to you about a very highly collectible type of glass that actually has been collectible since the 1960s and continues to become more and more collectible every year as it becomes more and more rare and hard to find the pieces. And depression glass, I have some of the pieces in front of me right now that I have available in my Happy Gals Vintage shop right at the moment that I'm shooting this video. And I've sold lots of pieces of depression glass over the years. They come and go because they are very collectible. But originally depression glass was manufactured in the from the years of 1929 to 1939 in the United States, mostly in the Ohio River Valley. So I think there were about maybe 20, give or take, manufacturers who produced what we now call depression glass. I don't think they called it depression glass at the time, but pieces of glass that were manufactured in with molds, so that you have this sort of raised design. And so sometimes they call it pressed glass designs, molded glass. And the fun thing about depression glass is that it came in a lot of colors. Well, it came in clear, yellow, pink, and green. And I'm pretty sure those are the only colors that came in back then. So if someone is selling you other colors and calling it depression glass, it probably isn't the same. Now, because this type of glass was being made during a very difficult time economically in our history here in the United States, it was often given away free as sort of an incentive to get people to purchase other things. So like the Quaker Oats Company used to actually include a piece of depression glass, like a cup or a bowl, inside their product when you would buy. So say you'd buy Quaker Oats, it might have a depression glass cup in the box. Sort of like, if you're old enough to remember, back when they used to actually put a little toy prize inside of a cereal box. I'm old enough to remember that. Or maybe if you can remember when Cracker Jacks used to actually put an actual toy inside the little box of Cracker Jacks. Now I think they just put a sticker or something like that. But when I was a kid, they actually put a little tiny toy inside. So it's sort of the same kind of idea, that you were getting a little extra bonus if you purchased the product. And also, I've heard that depression glass was also given away sometimes at like movie theaters. So if you went to see a movie, you might actually get, a free teacup or sugar bowl or something like that when you went to see the movie. And again, it was an incentive, extra added value at a time when people didn't have a lot of money to spend. So if they were able to venture out and spend money on something that was more of a luxury item, like a movie, then they would get even more for their money. So that little bit of history is really fun, I think, because it adds even more to the story of these depression glass pieces. The fun thing for me about depression glass is, even though it was machine manufactured, it still has so much charm and character, much more so, I think, than machine and manufactured glassware does today. And the colors are just really fun too, because they're these sort of like yummy sherbety, you know, kind of colors. And the pink is particularly popular, I have found, with collectors. There's just something really wonderful about depression glass pink. And this is a little sugar bowl. I guess it wouldn't have to be a sugar bowl, maybe a dip bowl that I have in Happy Gals Vintage right now with a matching saucer that's really, really pretty because of just the way it is cut and catches the light. I also have some pink teacups available in the depression glass, and I have this bowl that I actually haven't even added to the shop yet, but it will be there soon. And well, actually, I'm not going to put it in the Happy Gals Vintage shop. I have a brand new shop called Lake Fire Collection. I will have a link in the description below this video. And in that particular shop, I'm going to be putting a lot of my more really high-end, highly collectible, just gorgeous, gorgeous pieces that are just standout pieces, right? So if you are a really discerning collector, or you have a friend who is and you want to get them a really fabulous gift that will just knock their socks off, take a look at Lake Fire Collection. We have gorgeous, gorgeous things in Happy Gals Vintage too, do not get me wrong. But Lake Fire Collection is just going to be like the standout pieces that I just go, wow, right? And so this beautiful pink depression glass bowl is going to be in there. And the thing about the depression glass pieces, if you find a really large piece, a really rare piece, like there's not a lot of them still around in like a very collectible color, depending on the piece, they can go for hundreds of dollars, which for just a piece of glass is pretty remarkable. And I don't have any pieces of depression glass right now that are going to go for hundreds of dollars. But boy, I hope I can come across one of these days when I'm out doing my buying for my shops. And the other thing to keep in mind about depression glass is that, you know, only so much of it was produced back in the 1920s, the late 1920s and through the 1930s. And so every year it becomes a little more rare because, as you know, glass pieces, things happen, right? They break. And so every year there's a little less depression glass around. Every year it's a little harder for me to find it when I'm out and about buying for my shops. And because it is something that's getting a little more rare all the time, just like other vintage and antique items, it goes up in value every year. So that's something to keep in mind when you're collecting anything, really. Is it going to increase in value or isn't it? And maybe you don't care. Depends on what you're collecting and why you're collecting it. But a lot of people, if they're collecting vintage or antique items, would really love to think of them as something that holds its value or increases in value over time. And that way you can sell the collection later at some point if you need or want to, or you can you can pass it on down to other family members, and they'll have something that's worth something later on. So I have a couple of other pieces sitting over here that aren't depression glass, but they are in my new shop that I was talking about earlier, the Lake Fire Collection shop. And so I thought I'd share them with you just because I think they're so beautiful, and to give you a little taste of the kinds of things that are in the shop right now and that will continue to be in the shop. This lovely opalescent blue glass bowl with the reticulated cutwork and the sort of buttons design. It's just so pretty, and I just love the way it catches the light, and I love the sort of smoky blue, cloudy blue color of this bowl. So this is already available in the Lake Fire Collection shop, and again, the links are in the description below this video to all my shops, including the Lake Fire Collection shop. So if you're interested in checking out this bowl, it'll be in there. It is in there. And then I have this leaded crystal glass slipper, sort of like a Cinderella kind of thing happening here. Cut crystal, just so pretty. And I don't know if you can tell how it catches the light and shines and glimmers and has little rainbows in it, but it is beautiful. And this is also in the Lakefire Collection shop, and I have another, a Fenton glass, a blue glass cabbage rose Fenton shoe right now. So if you are a shoe collector, a shoe figurine collector, you'll know what I'm talking about when I'm describing that Fenton shoe that's in there. When I edit this video, I'll put a little picture of it up in the corner too, so the rest of you will know what I'm talking about also. And I already had another beautiful another glass shoe that recently sold in there. So the little shoes are pretty collectible, and this one's actually pretty good size for a shoe figurine. Many of them are smaller. But anyway, it's really pretty and unique, so I wanted to share this with you. Again, it's in the Lakefire Collection shop, and that's all I wanted to share with you right now today. And I hope you learned a little bit about depression glass and what makes it unique and special and fun to collect. And I want to thank you very much for watching today. I hope you enjoyed the video. And if you did, please click the like button. It's very helpful to me, my shops, and the channel. And also, if you like this video and want to see more and find out more about this type of thing, vintage items, please consider subscribing. I'm having a hard time getting my words out right now. Please consider subscribing to the channel. I would appreciate it. And I hope you have a wonderful day, and I will see you again soon.